we have contract ID number 25JC0058 to be published. Road widening, Dipolog, Sindangan, Liloy Road, kilometer 1915 plus 807.63 to kilometer 1917 plus 498.75. 25JC0103, construction of water supply system, completion of water system, Sitio, Denaya, Barangay Carupay to Sitio, Banbanan, Barangay Dabiak, Katipunan sa Norte, 25JC0104, construction of water supply system, construction of water system, Sitio, Labawan, Barangay Tamarok, Dalman, going to Barangay Joaquin, Macias, Sindangan, Norte, and 25JC0105, republished. Construction, completion of multipurpose building and its facilities, Sindangan Cultural and Sports Center, Sindangan, Norte, Phase 2. Before we receive, let's have our attendant. First, let's acknowledge, let's call your name. Start with our backer person, Engineer Sitio present. Our vice backer person, Engineer Joaquin. Members, Engineer Almar Acevedo, Engineer Individusi Alparo, Engineer Teresita Liana, provisional member, and user, we have Engineer Ivan Jimenez.
Yes, ma'am.
Head back secretariat, headed by our acting procurement head as well, Engineer Romero Papari.
Present.
PWG, headed by Janice Turmi.
Present.
Members of the PWG, we have Ms. Rochelle Garzola,
Present.
Engineer Rolly J. Makara. From the presenter, Engineer Maria Yvonne Baid,
Present.
and Ms. Engineer Jana Jane Riconalia.
Present.
Observers, duly notified. Hopefully they are viewing online, live, YouTube. For from the contractor, from Concha Construction, we have the general manager, Janelle Palma and company. And for AGT Construction, represented by Bon Dabiak, the liaison of AGT Construction. Mr. Chair, since the members present today constitute quorum, we will now proceed this pre-read conference to the order.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. The box in quorum is pre-bid conference is called third. May I call out to our presenter of this subject.
Good morning, everyone. To our chairperson, Sir Chovio Chuterena, members of the BAC, Secretariat at DPWH, also to our visitors, the prospective bidders. Good morning. So for today's pre-bid conference, we are discussing 4 projects. These are project IDs 25JC0058, 0103, 0104, and lastly 0105. So these are the corresponding project name, locations, ABC, and duration. For Dipolog, Sindangan, Liloy Road, from 1915, 807.63 to 1917 for 98.75, located at Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte, with an ABC of 102,409,660 and a total duration of 304 calendar days. For ID number 103, construction of water supply systems, completion of water system, Sitio, Denaya, Barangay Carupay to Sitio, Banbanan, Barangay Dabiak, Katipunan, Zamboanga del Norte. Location is at Katipunan, Zamboanga del Norte with an ABC of 2,970,000 and a duration of 60 calendar days. For ID 104, construction of water supply systems, completion of water system, Sitio, Labawan, Barangay Tamarok, Dalman, going to Barangay Joaquin, Macias, Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte. Location is Dalman to Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte, and an ABC of 5,445,000 and a total duration of 75 calendar days. And the last one is ID 105, construction completion of multi-purpose building and its facilities, Sindangan Cultural and Sports Center, Sindangan Zamboanga Norte Phase 2, with an ABC of 19,800,000 and a duration of 160 calendar days. So let's discuss first the details for the ID 58. So this is the POW of the ID 58, and these are the corresponding items of work as shown on the screen. So it is composed of Part A, which is the facilities for the engineer. And I would like to emphasize, this is actually ID item 1.1.11, which is provision of furniture, pictures, equipment, and appliances for the field office for the engineer. Sorry for the error. Okay, with this item, these are the inclusion in this item, particular item. So with that particular item, item 1.1.111, so actually it is it includes the delivery of 3 specific units. These are desktop for special application use with complete accessories. It is composed of 3 units. And then we have desktop for administrative and application use, 2 units, and then 4 terabyte portable SSD, 1 unit. So I would like to emphasize that during the preparation of your bid, make sure that it is compliant with these 3 equipments that will be delivered for our office, for the facilities for the angel. Okay. We have also Part B, which are the other general requirements, and these are the different items of work included in Part B. Also in Part C, earthworks, includes removal of trees and then other earthworks items. And for Part C, Part D, I mean, is the sub-base and base course. And then for Part E, the surface courses, which is composed of Portland cement concrete and reinforced. And this is actually 230 mm in thickness, and then the other one, which is item 3111E, is actually 280 mm in thickness. And we also have Part G, which is drainage and slope protection structures, and these are the different items of work included in that particular part. And then for Part G, we have the miscellaneous structures, which compose of the curb and gutter, sidewalk, metal guardrails, hazard markers, and then the pavement markers and solar LED lights. For the DED plan, okay. So the particular station limit is from 1915, 807 to 1917, 419.75. So actually this limit is a gap of the existing widening in that particular area. Okay, so this is located at Barangay Disod, I think. Barangay Disod, Sindangan. Okay. So mo sumpay ni siya og duha ka gap na widening. For the typical road section, this is the typical road section of this particular project, no? So our road widening is a minimum of 3.35 meters. We also have a bike lane of 1.5 meters in width, and then for the curb and gutter, we have 0.67, and then for the sidewalk, 1.5 meters. For the thickness of the road widening, it is 280 mm in thickness. This is 280 mm in thickness. And then for item 3111C1, which is the bike lane, it is actually a 230 mm Portland cement concrete pavement and reinforced. And then for the curb and gutter, this is precast. For areas with drainage, so the bottom of our sidewalk will be the drainage system. Okay. This is our drainage system. Okay. The width is the same, 1.5 meters. And then we also have provisions of installation of solar LED lights. And then there are also areas wherein we will be constructing grouted riprapps. Thickness of this is 500 mm. For other areas, it is composed of two levels. The first level is 300 or 3000 mm or 3 meters. And then for the lower part, it varies on the stations and on the particular station where it will be constructed. And also a provision of installation of guardrails. Okay. So for the next project, we have contract ID number 103, which is the construction of water supply system. My colleague here, Engineer Maria Ibon Bait, will be discussing the details of this project. Yeah.
Morning, everyone. All right, for project ID 103, project name is Construction of Water Supply System, Sitio Labawan, Barangay Tamarok, Dalman, going to Barangay 103.
103.
Dabiak. Project name is Construction of Water System, Completion of Water System, Sitio Denaya, Barangay Carupay to Sitio Banbanan, Barangay Dabiak, Katipunan, Zamboanga del Norte. It is located in Sitio Denaya, Barangay Carupay, and it will be ended at Sitio Banbanan, Barangay Dabiak, Katipunan, Zamboanga del Norte. The scope of work is the complete construction of water supply system with reinforced concrete intake reservoir and distribution pipelines. For the 40 items, we have Part A, the general requirements. We have A1, 2, 5, operation of maintenance of 4x4 pickup, 5 service vehicle for the engineer. We also have for the general requirements, project billboard, B51, B71 for the occupational safety and health, B9 for mobilization and demobilization. For the general item of works, we have earthwork, the clearing and grubbing, the 803, construction excavation of common soil. We also have 804, gravel field. For the reinforced concrete, we have 901C, structural concrete. This will be used for the reservoir. 902, in reinforcing steel, and 903, formworks and post-works. We also have for the finishing and other civil works, the waterproofing. And lastly, we have the water supply, which is the 1600, item 1602, pipeline trench excavation. We have fill and backfill, the pipes, the PVC polyvinyl chloride pipe, polyethylene plastic pipe, and the valves. For the DD, cover pictures. It is located in Sitio, in Barangay Carupay. Starts with a spring box, and then it will be ended by a reservoir, the existing reservoir. And for project ID 104, project name is Construction of Water Supply System, Sitio Labawan, Barangay Tamarok, Dalman, going to Barangay Joaquin, Macias, Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte. This is the phase 2 of the 2024 project with the same project name. It will be located, it is a continuation that will be located at Barangay Dalongdong to Barangay Imelda, Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte. The project items are the general requirements. We also have 4x4 pickup service vehicle. We have the general requirements, the earthwork, including drilling and grubbing and gravel fill. We have the reinforced concrete that will be used for the reservoirs and bathtubs. We have finishing another civil works, the waterproofing, and then we have the electrical, the wires and wiring devices, particularly the cables, and also the water supply, inclusions of the pipes, plastic pipes for the distribution pipelines. For the DED, the location of the area is at Bago Dalongdong, starts from the exit because starts at the newly constructed reservoir down to the reservoir at Barangay Imelda, and the distribution pipelines in the community.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's all. Thank you so much.
For the next project, which is ID number 105, construction of completion, multipurpose building and its facilities, Sindangan Cultural Sports Center, Sindangan Zamboanga Norte Phase 2. I would like to present, Miss Jana Jane will present to you details of this project.
Good morning, everyone. For the ID number 105, construction, completion of multipurpose building and its facilities, Sindangan Cultural and Sports Center, Sindangan Zamboanga Norte Phase 2. Scope of work is installation of perforated aluminum ceiling panel with sound absorptive materials. So, and electrical works. So for the item numbers, for part B of your general requirements, billboard and for occupational safety and health. For the general works, part B, reinforced concrete, specifically informers and false works. And in part E, finishing and other civil works focusing on ceiling. And last part is electrical, which includes conduits, boxes and fittings, wire and wiring devices, panel boards, and lighting fixtures. So for DED of the Sindangan, so it mainly focus on ceiling works. So this is the perspective view of the ceiling. So here's the reflected ceiling plan that shows the for the more detailed ceiling plan.
It's almost
It's just the scaffoldings.
okay.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that's all for the specific details of these 4 projects. Now let's proceed to the documents comprising the bid of the bidders, no? So first, let us discuss the eligibility requirements of these 4 projects. Okay. For these 4 projects, the pickup license requirement are for ID 58, this is shown on screen. For classification, we have General Engineering GE1 Road, and then the size range must be medium A. For ID 103 and 104, this is General Engineering GE4 Water Supply, and then the size range is small b, and then for 105, General Building GB1 Building small b. Okay. So for the technical component envelope, these are the documents comprising the technical component. The first one is your valid and updated PhilJEPS registration certificate. So make sure that your PhilJEPS is updated and all the documents as listed in your field zips. The registration certificate from CDA, SEC, or DTI must be valid. Mayor's permit, the tax clearance, and also the pickup license. And then your audited financial statement must be at least 2 years from the bid opening. Next document is your statement of prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started. You should use Annex O of CCSI, and these are the following supporting documents: the latest percent statement of works accomplished or percent time elapsed, contract agreement with copy of scope of work, and contract costs and bill of quantities, the notice of award, notice to proceed, and for joint venture agreement stating the percent participation for the joint venture. Next document to be submitted by the bidder is your statement of bidder single largest completed contract. You should use Annex N of the CCSI, and these are the following supporting documents as listed on the screen. Now, we have the certificate of completion or final inspection report, sa PES rating of at least satisfactory, certificate of acceptance, notice of award, notice to proceed, contract agreement, and joint ventures agreement stating percent participation. So, in order for the contractor to be eligible to bid for these particular projects, so the contractor must have an experience, major or similar categories of work for these particular projects. So, for ID 58, the major work category is RCP or road construction, PCCP, and these are the similar categories, RRP, RCTP. So make sure that you have an experience of this particular type of project, which must be at least equal to 50% of the ABC in order for you to be eligible to bid. For IDs 103 and 104, the categories of work is water supply level 2 and 3. So these are the similar categories of work: flood control, construction of drainage, close and open, and then flood control and hydraulics, water supply. For ID 105, building construction without piles, low rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories, and these are similar categories of work. Okay. So again, make sure that you have an experience of at least equal to 50% of the ABC. And for another document to be submitted by the bidder is your special pickup license in cases of joint ventures. Next document is the original copy of the bid security. Now, we have different forms of bid security. Make sure that you are using the prescribed form, and then the validity must be 120 calendar days from the date of the bid opening. And we have here the corresponding amount depending on the form of bid security that you will be submitting. For the most common type, which is the notarized bid security declaration, make sure that it is notarized. Another document to be submitted by the bidder is the project requirements. So these are project-specific requirements or documents. The first one is the organizational chart for the contract to be bid using the prescribed form, which is form number 13. So in this particular document, you must indicate in the chart the names of the key personnel as required in the bid data sheet clause template for in the bidding documents. Another document to be submitted by the bidder is the list of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract. You must use the prescribed form, which is form number 14. Okay. Together with the following supporting documents, these are the curriculum vitae per personnel, the notarized affidavits of commitment to work, their photocopy of their valid PRC licenses, and then photocopy of their valid certificate of accreditation and or training. And these are the required key personnel for these projects. No? For IDs 58, 103, and 104, we are requiring you to pledge 1 project manager, 1 project engineer, 1 materials engineer, and 1 geometry controls. And these are the requirements for these particular personnel. Their minimum years of similar experience and minimum total years of experience as shown on the screen. I would like to you to focus on materials engineer. Now make sure that your materials engineer is an accredited DPWH, at least DPWH accredited materials engineer 1. Okay, this is in requirement. This is in compliance with DEO number 98 series of 2016. Another document or another personnel for IDs 58, 103, and 104 that we are requiring you to pledge is a safety officer, which must be a duly accredited safety officer, 1 first aider, a duly accredited first aider, and then a foreman, which has a minimum years of similar experience of 3 years and a total years of 5 years. Now, for 105, actually, they are the same. except for the project engineer, which is in compliance with DO 148 series of 2024. The project engineer must be at least a DPWH provisional project engineer. Okay, since this is under the category of building. Okay, so make sure that your pledged personnel complies with this provision of DO number 148 series of 2024, and the rest the same requirements, no, for project manager, materials engineer, geometric control safety officer, first aider, and then for the foreman. And these are the limits of assignment for the provisional project engineer and the rest of type of the or classification of project engineer. Now make sure that your pledged personnel does not exceed to the limits of assignment as required in DO 148 series of 2024. The same with the pledged materials engineer. We have also a limits of assignment based on DO 98 series of 2016. Another document to be submitted by the bidder is your list of contractors' major construction and material testing equipments using the prescribed form number 15. And then we have the supporting documents to be submitted. For our own equipment, copies of sales invoices, deed of sale, certificate of ownership, and our registration certificate from the LTO. For the list of equipment, certification only from the lessor that the equipment will be available from the contract once awarded. And for under purchase agreement, certificate from the vendors that the equipment unit shall be available from the contract once awarded. And we also have Department Order number 253 series of 2003, which requires us that the concrete or asphalt mixes produced which will be used in our contract must be from accredited plants. So therefore, when the project requires you to have a batching plant, you must also attach the certificate of accreditation from the BRS. For the minimum material testing equipment, just refer to DO number 11 series of 2017, which lists the required minimum material testing equipment, which depends also in the type of license that you have either small, medium, or large. And these are the medium or minimum major construction equipment for ID number 58. For IDs 103 and 104, they are the same. And for 105, we don't have major construction equipment since the scope of work includes only the installation of ceiling and then electrical works. So, mga minor tools naman dito, minor equipment naman na involved. So no major equipment. And then another document to be submitted by the bidder is your omnibus sworn statement using form number 16. Make sure that you are using the latest OSS, which is now composed of 10 statements. If you are a corporation, you must also submit the original notarized secretary certificate. And for joint venture, original special power of attorney. Now, for the financial document, for your NFCC, the computation must be current assets minus current liabilities as reflected in your field GIPS times 15 minus the value of all outstanding and uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started coinciding with the contract to be bid. So the value of this must be equal to the documents number 2, which is the total value of your ongoing contracts. Okay. In order for you to be eligible to bid for this particular project, your computed NFCC must be at least equal to the ABC. Okay. And then for class bid, joint venture agreement, no? Duly signed joint venture agreement. So those are the documents comprising our technical component envelope. For the financial component envelope, these are the only documents that you will be submitting. Number 1 is your financial bid form using form number 9. Make sure that each and every page of your bid form is signed by the person signing the bid. And then, next document to be submitted by the bidder is your bill of quantities. Our bill of quantities is composed of 2 portions. First is the form using form number 17, which is the BOQ itself. And then, form number 18, which is the bid price summary. So make sure also that each and every page of this document must be signed by the person signing the bid in order for you to be qualified or in order for your bid not to be rejected. Another document is the detailed estimates, no particular form. Just make sure that you will be including in your computation the cost of all taxes and also include a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with a bid. Okay. And then the last one is the cash flow by quarter using form number 19. So make sure that your cash flow must be based on the duration of the procurement project. So those are the documents comprising the bid. Now, you will be submitting one original copy for the technical and then financial component, and at least 2 copies of the original for the technical and financial component. Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. May I call, any question, comment from the bidders? None? May I call to our secretary to schedule this bidding?
Yes, to interested bidder, the deadline of submission and receipt of bids, as well as the bid opening shall be on September 9, at exactly 10 o'clock in the morning, here at the Procurement Unit Office, Zamboanga del Norte, 2nd District Engineering Office, Santa Isabel, Dipolog City, that's all.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Any motion for adjournment?
Mr. Chair, since all the agenda at hand are already presented as discussed, I move the motion is approved.
And Julie seconded this previous. So thank you.